Today is 384th day that I come here to share lessons that I learn and I'm learning, and I hope those lessons will support your dreams, your goals, and allow you to become the person that you want to become. Today the lesson is quite scary, and the lesson is about quitting. People are feeling uncomfortable about work quitting because people do not want to associate themselves with quitting. People want to say, I never give up, I always do the right thing, and I do not quit. But when I think about success, I truly believe that you need to understand what to quit and what to not to give up. So that means if you're working on the wrong thing, of course you want to quit as soon as possible. And if you're working on the right thing, you need to never give up. So, and of course, there's a question how to understand when you're supposed to quit and when you're supposed to never give up. So today we'll share acronym QUIT and 4 things that you need to consider before quitting, before saying, okay, this one I need to keep it, I'm supposed to not to give up, and I keep pushing forward. Or we say, okay, this is exactly, I need to quit this and I start working on something new. So Q stands for qualify. Of course, you need to qualify your activity. So that means you need to ask yourself, okay, why you started that activity in the first place? Because a lot of times when people go through difficulty, they always forget why they started in the first place. And it could be that it changed. For example, you grow yourself, and that's the reason why you started. It could be that is not the reason anymore. So that means you're able to quit and say, yes, the reason is not valid anymore. But it could be that the reason is exactly the same. And you say, okay, this difficulty, I understand is I have a difficulty, but this reason is so important, so I need to still keep moving forward. Second letter is uncover. And uncover that means you need to look, okay, what is the true reason that you want to quit? Because a lot of times people say, okay, this is not for me. But this is an excuse, and this is a cover. Because when you think about it's not for me, what it truly say that I feel uncomfortable of growing. And that is not how it's supposed to be. Okay, that again, it's the results or process. Because you qualified, it's like the results, this is what I'm looking for. So that means that you are asking about the process. And if you do not like the process, but you like the results, you're not supposed to quit. Because imagine that you say, I want to be healthy, and I want to have a big muscles, I want to have abs, but I'm not willing to go to gym. No, the process is go to a gym, build the muscles. So that means you have a desire to be healthy. That means it will be required process to do it. So that means if you feel uncomfortable, or for example sales, and you say, okay, sales is not for me. Maybe it's that you feel uncomfortable and you have a fear of rejection, and that fear of rejection makes you quit. So that means you need to understand and uncover true reasons why you want to quit. Third letter, I, stands for invite. A lot of times people self-counsel, and self-counsel leads to disappointments, life disappointments, and terrible decisions. So that means you need to invite people who are very, very credible and ask for advice, ask for perspective. So that means they could give you perspective you never thought about. Because when you start asking, and they're asking all the things that you did, you didn't do, and you start, oh, I never thought about it. Because people who have been and done what you would love to do, they will share all the lessons. It might be that they have been in exactly the same position as you are, so they will be able to help you out. So that means it's always, before quitting, you must ask someone who is credible, most important, credible, for advice and perspective, and that perspective could lead to one way or another. And the last letter from quit is trust. You need to trust yourself. That means that, I love the saying that Alan Watts said that choices are like waves or clouds. You never seen a cloud that was misshapen. You never seen a wave that was misshapen. All waves and clouds are perfect and just go by. Exactly the same with these choices. One way or another, they will wash away. Now, I listened today, like I really loved it. It says that a lot of times people use faith to endure difficulty. But what you need to do, you need to change that and use faith to change your difficulty. So that means you need to be okay to change something, to improve something. So that means if you are afraid of rejection and you're afraid of sales, what you need to do? That means that you're not supposed to call every single time and feel of rejection. Maybe you're able to find a person who is very good in sales and ask for advice, ask for help, ask for coaching, and you get mentorship in sales, and after that mentorship, when you are much more improved and trained person, you're not as afraid as before. Let's example it. You driving from point A to point B through Main Street, and there is an accident in that main street. So that means plan A could be that still wait until the accident will finish, and it could be take hours until those cars will be moved. Or you can use secondary street and still go to exactly the same destination. So that means sometimes we need to switch and change our routes to be able to go to exactly the same destination. So you need to be flexible. So a lot of times we need to be never give up with our destination, but quitting of our routes, our streets, because I truly believe when you start asking, okay, how am I supposed to change my difficulty and find different ways to go to my destination, you start to be joyful, because you understand that there is always an answer. And when you find those answers every single time, different kind of answer, different way, different street, you start to enjoy, and you understand that never give up is much more important than quitting. But quitting is still a very, very important thing to do, because I truly believe that successful people are amazing quitters, and at the same time they know when to never give up. I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.